Hello, my name is Lori Gill. I'm the founder and executive director of the Attachment and Trauma Treatment Center for Healing Niagara. I had the honor and privilege today to attend the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation in Niagara Falls, which included the sunrise ceremony led by grandmother Jackie Labonte, as well as the Beyond the Orange Shirt presentation, which many dignitaries, including Prime Minister Trudeau, attended. We had the opportunity to hear from grandmother Marie Jones, who is just so full of knowledge and wisdom and love and compassion. And fortunately and gratefully is one of our board members at Attach Niagara. We heard from Chief Fred Robbins, as well as Phylis Webstad, who were instrumental in bringing awareness and bringing about the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. Phylis Webstad is also the author of the Orange Shirt story, as well as Beyond the Orange Shirt story. So it was absolutely incredible to hear from her on this day of a National Truth and Reconciliation. We heard from Jennifer Doxetor, as well as others. You know, it was such a powerful day, and there were messages of trauma and of, pain, intergenerational impacts of that trauma, exhaustion, right? The tenacity and the hurts that have accumulated, but also of healing, resilience, and love. I think one of the most important things we can do is get informed, learn about our history. Over 150,000 children attended residential schools. That is just unfathomable. And that comes from a place of privilege where I cannot even imagine my child being taken away from me and not being able to see me, let alone being conditioned to believe that their language, their culture, their history is wrong, being punished, being abused, physically, sexually, emotionally abused in many cases. Understanding this is really important. There are over 1,500 bodies discovered to date, with many more to be discovered. It is absolutely devastating to know that this happened in our country, in our world. For some people, this is the first generation of 5 generations that their children have actually been raised by their parents and their family. I can't even imagine. For healing to occur, we need to get informed. We need to consciously see and acknowledge our history, have compassion for others and all that was experienced, the atrocities that were experienced, what they learned, right? What people learned in these residential school systems, the impact of colonization and oppression, and the lasting effects that this has had. We need to pause and feel the sorrow for what happened. Really allow your heart and your gut to connect with it. It is awful. It's abhorrent. It never should have happened, but it did. And we need to acknowledge it for healing to occur. There's a quote that I read years ago when I was preparing a 2-eyed healing plan for an organization. And it was from an elder. They said, the trees are all different. When you look at the cedar, the oak, the poplar, they're all different. They have different leaves, they have different trunks, right? Different heights, very different presentations externally. But he said, when you go beneath the surface, they're all holding hands. Their roots are intermingled and they're all holding hands. And I just thought that was such a beautiful message of how we, as human beings, may be different on the exterior, but on the interior, we all have brains, hearts, nervous systems, hearts that beat, hearts that hurt, right? And we have a tremendous capacity to either lift each other up and help one another, or perpetuate the hurts. So I think it's so important that we do what we can to be informed, to inform others, to stand up against racism, to stand up against prejudices or ignorance where people just don't know and don't understand. Grandmother Marie Jones today spoke about how if a tree needs something, the other tree provides it. It doesn't care whether it's the same or a different kind of tree. It just provides and it supports. And this is what we need to do. We need to provide with compassion, with kindness. We need to offer support. We need to love. So today, on this day, as you reflect on what happened, right, on our history, on the things yet to be discovered and yet to be understood, take time to notice, to be aware, to feel, but also to consider what you can do to create change, because it is up to us to heal, to repair, to form a new way. Um, Nobody else is going to do that for us, right? But it is a time for healing. And there was a powerful song that was shared towards the end of the presentation, led by Chief Fred Robbins and several other people. And it was focused on healing. And it was just such a powerful and tremendous message, and the energy behind that was so powerful as well. And that's where we need to invest our energy, is on healing, right? On moving forward, repairing, repatriating. There's also a powerful poem that was made by Angela Nouveau. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. I'm sorry if not, but it's called Untold History, and I have linked it in our social media channels, but I'd encourage you to listen to it. Again, it's very powerful. I hope on this day that you will take time to reflect, you will take time to learn, you will take time to feel, and to consider how you can create change and how you can work towards helping with the healing. But don't just limit this to today. What I've heard throughout the week at the various presentations I've attended is it's not just about one day, and I wholly believe that as well. Right? We can't just focus on something for one day. We have to live it every day, and live with gratitude and love, but also appreciation and accountability. And I just hope that this message will carry forward with you. I also did have the opportunity to hear several of the other speakers, and we'll summarize some of the things that were shared by them. But boy, it was a powerful day. If you have the opportunity, get out, explore resources, learn. There's so many different things that have been happening in the community, and hopefully a lot of it will be available virtually as well if you weren't able to attend. Thanks so much for listening, and I do wish you a gentle rest of your day.